I'm an architect and I work in the social sector. So I work with an NGO and we build playgrounds for children. So that's most of what I do. And I've been a program designer and facilitator since when I was in college. And we were kind of doing workshops and rural immersion programs. So yeah, so I started hosting poetry parties during the lockdown last year. And essentially because one, I realized how much I actually liked interacting with people and I really missed that. And also because this was around the time that all of us were having Zoom fatigue and there were so many workshops, right? Like you would scroll Instagram and there would be 10 workshops in a day. So then I figured I wanted to create a space where there was no pressure of learning something at the end of it. And it was just people coming together and just enjoying poetry for the sake of it, right? So the poetry parties I do is basically a couple of activities put together and a few of us just join and we just write together. And yeah, so that's basically been my, that's basically who I am, I guess. I'm just going to perform two poems. One is a very short poem. So just starting with that. Time seems to have lost my address. I am going to use the clock's needles to stitch eternity as an infinite loop. I'll use patience as its thread, and once I'm done, I'll knot up the fear, so I never have to be scared of forever. So that was just one small piece. And yeah. So this other poem, so this was a poem about womanhood and when does a woman actually feel like a woman and how you, or at least how I kind of realized how I grew into it. Yeah, so this poem is called Am I There Yet? I have always waited for the day that I was finally going to feel like a woman. I did not feel it when my uterus hinted at it. I did not feel it in the bank when a joint account with my father transformed into a savings account and the banker explains to me all the maternity benefits that I'm now entitled to. I did not feel it when I was expected to cook lunch one day at home. My body and mind moved with muscular memory, fixing the salty beans, counting the number of whistles until I turned off the cooker. I did not feel it when the boys I knew grew into men, or when every conversation seeped into the marriage vicinity. You see, somewhere between wearing 2 braids to school, unkept eyebrows, uninvited pimples, monthly breakdowns, learning to sit gracefully and walking in quietude, I notice how my eyes have borrowed a retina, living every day with a new perspective. How my favorite ice cream flavor changes with who I share it with. Blackcurrant, pista, chocolate, and the time I never really tasted the flavor. I notice how my handwriting transforms with every mood, how graves evoke a different fear over time, how my smile speaks more truth than my tongue, and how my tongue swirls in an attempt to earn another language, how my hair tells stories that I am too afraid to share. I wonder if my bones are preparing for a climax that I am not aware of, if the maps on my skin cannot hide secrets from the world, if my ears are journalists waiting for their big break, if my nails turn brittle from scratching at my need for money. I wonder why my emotions share a love-hate relationship with my eyes, why my heart would rather destroy itself than learn a lesson on love. I wonder if my nose wishes it saved every breath it took in, if my hands wish they held on to my memories just a little longer, just a little tighter. But could it be that chromosomes and time are not determinants, that I left a womb to discover a gallery, each memory a painting, each stage a commission, and I am the artist? The day I will finally feel like a woman is the day I live by the minute with a borrowed retina and a cautious heart. Thank you.
Amazing. So good, Shweta.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very nice. Very nice.
I think Meenu should be the first one to comment.
No, I loved it. I mean, there were such beautiful twists and turns in your poetry. I'm talking about the second one. The first one was also very beautiful. but I kind of got too involved with the second one. One thing that struck to me was that ice cream flavor, blackcurrant, because that used to be one of my favorites too when I was in India. So that and cautious, what was that? Cautious heart, borrowed retina. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful choice of words, and they were very apt and very fitting to what you were trying to say, and what typically I would use the word a budding woman would go through or would feel. Beautiful, very beautiful. Loved it.
Thank you so much.
I loved it. I've heard Shweta's poems before. I have one of hers, which is my favorite of hers, and I was kind of hoping she would perform that, but maybe some other time. But I loved it. The second one especially, it was very beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Ramnath ji?
Haji, yes, I listened intently to Shwetaji's poem, and I'm not much of a poet. I only sing. But I appreciated, understood what she was saying, and it's great, deep thoughts. You had very deep thoughts, and I really liked them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Usha ji?
Shweta, your first poem was like a tiny chocolate which I put in my mouth and suddenly it got melted. I couldn't taste it at all. Like that I could feel. But it was so sweet to me.
Usha ji is getting very poetic. I have noticed that.
Before I could taste it itself, it melted in my mouth. And still I am relishing the sweetness of that tiny chocolate. And the second one was like a big treat for me with lots of, garnishing things like, lofty ideas, first of all, elevated thoughts, and that choicest diction of words and the flow of reciting and the sweet voice. That philosophical idea is there, and the confusion of a lady of reaching her womanhood, and even some tiny romantic tips were also there in that. I could feel. I really enjoyed it. Very nice.
Thank you so much for it. I mean, I really appreciate everybody's thoughts. Like, thank you so much for listening. So carefully. Thank you.
Bimal ji?
Sridharji, this is a marvelous self-expression of the girl of your age in such a beautiful words. Like it a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Rakesh ji?
Shweta, what I would like to say that I found your poem very practical, very grounded, and I could connect with the life. Normally in poetry, they take you to a flight of fantasy. Many times I've seen that. But it was a different experience altogether. It was very grounded and we could connect it to the life. It was really very nice poem, actually. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well done, Shweta.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was, especially at this time, I think it was really needed to just be in a space and be comfortable and everybody just performing, without having to worry about what somebody's going to say. And I love the fact that all of us shared what we felt about each performance. I think it really makes a difference and it encourages whoever is performing. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for performing and inviting me here. Like, it was a lovely experience. Yeah.